Eventually, we reached the main hall inside the club, which had a huge stage. It had a fantastical feel to it, like something out of a picture book. I had heard of the World of the Night, but I'd never known what sort of place it was, so this was a huge culture shock. Businessmen went in and out, apparently changing the layout of the potted plants and furniture and so on. Rose, I brought the girl. Rose. Is this the place is this the boss of the place, Madame Rose? She's a boss who rules the world of the night, so she must be some sort of crafty old lady. One of the women giving instructions to the businessman turned around. However, it was a sweet-looking woman, completely unlike one that I'd imagined. Oh, Wayne, thank you. Oh, that was just her business outfit. Okay, well, R.I.P. Hello, I'm Rose. Have you remembered your name? I remembered seeing her. When I was suffering, I think she rested me on her lap and wiped my forehead with a handkerchief. The piece of memory didn't come together neatly, but when I heard that she was the one who saved me, I felt like it might be true. I'm sorry. It seems I'm in your debt, but I can't even introduce myself. Is this the girl? Oh, she looks cute enough to use in the club. I wonder. That doesn't look like the face of someone who's known a man, does it? Stop that, Stella. She's our guest. You mustn't say things like that. Still, her hair really is lovely. It's a shame it's so dry, though. They say that long hair hides all defects. Then wouldn't you want to have to grow yours another meter to hide all of them? Be quiet for a second, you two. I'm sorry about the noise. Hey, long hair is, honest to God, the best, though. The three who brought me here sure were noisy. And so are these women. Wonder if everyone involved with Primavera is this noisy. Yes. Still, it felt as though some of the tension had faded away. They couldn't have built up this sort of atmosphere unless they were easygoing. At the very least, I'm pretty sure now that this isn't a den of evil filled with slavers. Hey! At least that's a good part. Having them not be slavers is good. We don't like slavers here. We're anti-slavery. I was invited to sit down and given a dazzling drink that really looked like it belonged in a nighttime establishment. Then Madame Rose told me about the time I got hit by a car. Then he came out of nowhere, bam! What the fuck? That I had probably been chased by slavers. How the Madame's car hit me while I tried to escape. And how that was most likely the cause of my memory loss. Yeah, no shit. What else would be? Incredible. I guess things that sound like they came out of a novel really do happen. Is memory something she can get back if she just waits? Well, the doctor said that we could just wait, and that putting her in an environment she was familiar with, might help. It sounds like it'd be best to let it do its, to let time do its work and give her a chance to recover slowly. It wasn't pleasant to think about, but the memory I'd lost probably wasn't anything it'd be fun to regain. Something that led to me being chased by shitty-looking men barefoot in my underwear. I'm glad that the environment is here. It didn't seem like something I'd eagerly want to remember. I may have been graced with two fortunes, being saved by this kind woman and losing my memory. If it's okay with you, then please take it easy in City 23 until your memory comes back. Thank you very much, Madame Rose. Still, it's a little inconvenient if you can't remember your name. Why don't we give you a temporary name until your memory comes back? After all, by losing your memory, you've cut yourself off from your past, if only for a time. I think it'd be wonderful to think of it like being reborn and given a new name. Sounds good to me. And we can just change it once you remember your real one. Can you think of any words or things that you like? It's one heck of a request considering I've got no memory. I had nowhere to turn inside my mind, especially for something as important as deciding my name. Nothing came to me right away. If it's okay with you, would you mind giving me a name, Madame Rose? Huh? Me? I can think of the old me as having died in the accident. Since I was able to stay alive thanks to her, you might as well say she gave me new life. Well, then, the hair of yours is really long and beautiful. I wonder if I can link that to a name somehow. Your new name's Long. Long hair, huh? Doesn't having long hair just make it a pain to deal with? You'd rather just cut it right off and just and use the spare time for a nice long drink after a bath, right? Maybe you should use some of that time you spent on your hair to clean your room a little. Ah, Rapunzel! That's the name of a girl with really long hair, right? Rapunzel? That's the girl from one of Grimm's fairy tales, isn't it? Shiki? Sure. Okay then, how about, how then until you remember your name? You're Rapunzel. How about Zell for short? It was a temporary name, so I had no complaints. Fucking Zell. Okay. Interestingly, just being given a name seemed to clear some of the fog from my mind. Thank you very much. Then from now on, I'll introduce myself as Zell. A pleasure to meet you, Zell. I'm Meryl. Call me if you ever need anything. I'm Stella Mayugi. If you ever feel like taking a job here, I'll work you hard. Oh, well, we'll see. Being a lady of the evening is the ultimate service industry. I can't say for sure, having no memory at all, but I seriously doubt I've mastered any skills for entertaining men. Probably not. I don't know how long it would take for my memory to return, but they said I won't have to worry about living expenses until that happened. Because of that, I felt I ought to help out somehow to return the favor. Still, I had no confidence that I could work as a lady of the evening. Hey Wayne, have you ever thought of a place for her to stay? More or less. I know some kids about her age, and I bet they'll look after her. I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to open the club soon. I hope we can have a nice long meal together soon, Zell. Yes, ma'am. You've really done so much for me. I'm truly grateful. If you feel that way, why don't you pay us back with your body one of these days? Don't you force her into this. Our world isn't one you can walk into half-assed. If you want, drop by the club to play. Yeah. I think you'll see it isn't that kind of bad place you're scared it is. Was that obvious? I'm sorry. Apparently she had seen right through me. I went red and hung my head. She seemed to be relatively close in age, so I had been extremely frank with her, but afterwards I learned that she was an incredibly powerful person. That didn't happen until a bit later, though. Ladies of the evening walked into the main hall, one after another, in dazzling outfits. I thought that was for customers. Oh, wait, never mind. Thought they meant like walking into the main hall through the front door. She said the club would be opening soon, so it was time for the outsiders to leave. See you later, then. There might be a lot to get used to, but try to take it easy, okay? Thank you very much, Madame Rose. I won't forget what you've done for me. Rapunzel, this way. Fuck off, Wayne. I was already being called by my new name. I went out to the backyard with Wayne. The music used to set an elegant tone began to play, and Club Primavera's night appeared to be finally beginning. Oh, okay. What the fuck is that kind of symbol? I don't know. When we left, it was already neon light time in the city. In this season, when you can forget the summer heat and fall, it is finally here for good. It starts getting dark earlier. Apparently that sense of the seasons was something I remembered. I guess memory loss isn't an all or nothing thing. Yeah, there's different shades of memory loss. It could be like retrograde, something else, and something else. Fuck. I'm Wayne, Rose's bodyguard. Because like some fucking memory loss shit is like you can't remember things going forward. That's what's weird. Like you can't learn to remember things. That shit's fucking freaky. It's a pleasure to meet you. Thanks for taking care of me today. Is this your first time in City 23? Probably. Sorry, I don't know. I'll bet. Stupid question to ask. It's gotten a lot better lately, but it still isn't high class enough for a woman to walk around alone at night. If you get into any trouble with someone, tell them I'm taking care of you. They'll probably put a stop to it. Whoa, he just casually said something pretty cool. Wayne, stop trying to hit on her. Does that mean this guy is actually a pretty big name in the city? Sure enough, though he wore his suit like a young person, it was of the best quality. Even this car was a luxury car, way too fancy for a mere bodyguard to be driving around. I may have been lost and confused, but I got the feeling that I might be in the care of some pretty incredible people. What should I do next? I'll get you a temporary place to sleep. You can live there however you like. Rose said you can stay however long it takes for your memories to come back. Put that way, it made me want to remember everything quick to spare them the trouble. Are you fucking kidding? I want to remember everything slowly so I can fucking stay there on their dime for as long as possible. I wonder if it'll all just pop back into my head once I've gotten a good sleep. Yeah, you've literally gotten a good sleep in the fucking hospital. I don't think it's that easy. Then, if I turned out to be a daughter of someone who owned a diamond mine, we could offer Madame Rose a huge reward or something. Nah, like that'd ever happen. If you were, you wouldn't be in the hospital in the first place. Rose wouldn't want to do anything to trouble you. She sympathizes with your situation from the bottom of her heart. I understand. She had the eyes of a good person. She does. Rose is a very good person. Her kindness always comes with no strings attached, so don't worry. At the very least, he seemed to trust Madame Rose from the bottom of his heart. He asked her that the memory loss has made me anxious, but that's no reason to doubt their kindness. If they really were bad people, they would have tied me up back at the club, sold me off, and be done with it. Or they would have just fucking left you in the fucking street dying, but whatever. After driving around a bit, the car stopped in a dimly lit and not particularly prosperous-looking shopping district. Look, we have some money. We don't have a lot of money. The signboard told me that this was a store for musical instruments, but it also seemed to have been empty for some time. Is this a music store? Used to be. A kind old man ran it, but he died, and the store closed. When his wife left Tokyo, she gave the store to us. It's basically an apartment now. Yeah, those other people are going to be here, right? When we entered through the back door, sure enough, there was no music store, but instead the traces of everyday life. There was laundry, which was still hanging up to dry at this hour, hung in a really messy style, too. Trash and empty bottles were piled up on the side of the door, as though someone was always planning to throw them out tomorrow. It looked like the sort of cheap, temporary apartment that a poor student had come to Tokyo from the countryside might have lived in. No, that's probably too kind of description. It looked like a sports-minded room with no attempt made at neatness and order. Oliver, are you there? Is the room ready? He called out as he climbed the stairs, but there was no reply. Instead, they were chattering, thunking sounds as though someone was moving out of the house. Ha! I was looking for this. That sure takes me back. That's trash, isn't it? Throw it away. It's not trash. These are all treasure to me. If it's treasure, why don't you try putting it away? The same thing can be treasure if you keep it neat, but a mountain of trash if you just leave it lying around. It's amazing that the floor never fell through before now. Hey, put that over there. Still, why did you put this off until today? Haven't I always told you to clean up? If talking could clean anything up, then I'd talk every day. You tell us to clean up like you're so important, and then you just lie back and read a book. I'm always busy with my studies. That's why I leave the cleaning to those who have nothing better to do. What the heck? I'd really like to hear what brilliant accomplishes you've made thanks to those noble studies of yours. This pile of secondhand books is all stuff you bought and never read, right? So why don't you clean them up? Seriously, you're really getting on my nerves. I can't understand a word through that dialect of yours. Learn how to speak proper Japanese. What'd you say? It's not proper Japanese. It's the Tokyo dialect, that thing you do. It's only you Tokyo people who think all of Japan revolves around Tokyo. Stop jumping around, you're kicking up dust. The three noisy people were clattering about, cleaning up the dusty, trash and junk-filled room, even though it was late at night. I'd rather not think about it, but I hope we're not walking into a scene of them getting my room ready. They're getting your room ready. You're pretty noisy so late at night. Ah, Wayne's here. I thought I told you to get a room ready for her. Sorry, I did tell them to clean up, but... Oh, you should talk. You've just been standing around reading books. But Wayne, we have cleaned it up a lot. Look, it's even clean enough to lie down in. So you weren't even able to set up a futon? Give us an extra hour and we can do that, sure. 30 more minutes and we'll throw in sweeping and dusting too. It really is the girl from the hospital. See, I told you. I apologize for the mess. These guys will be taking care of you. They know a lot about this city. They'll take care of all your needs. I'm Rapunzel. I'd be happy if you called me Zell. Ah, great, you remembered your name. It's a temporary name Madame Rose gave her. But I like it. Rapunzel, forgive us, but could you give us a little more time? We'll try to at least make it bearable for tonight. We did grow up in back alleys after all. I'm sorry, we grew up sleeping on piles of trash and fishing through them, so we sort of suck at cleaning stuff. We aren't frats anymore, we're humans. It's only natural for humans to live in orderly rooms. I didn't know if they really had been raised in back alleys like they claimed. However, one thing was clear at a glance. They didn't know the first thing about cleaning or putting stuff away. They tried taking things that were high up and moving them down, or else stacking things in a pile. They might be trying their best to clean up in their own way, but they weren't making any progress. Have fun, you're the clean maid now. Sorry, please wait a bit longer. No, I can't do that. I readied myself and rolled up my sleeves. I was just thinking that it didn't suit my personality to be a freeloader who sat around doing nothing. And anyway, this travesty probably isn't limited to this room. If this is going to be my room, I'd better give it my all. Or it's more like I finally figured out my place in all of this. I stepped briskly into the room and began giving quick directions. They really did seem to know none of the basics of cleaning up, and they finally faithfully imitated my every move like a bunch of chicks following their mother. It was actually sort of fun. If I was still alone in the hospital now, I probably would be getting crushed with the uneasiness about my memory loss by now. In that sense, I must really be lucky right now. Since I have no memories, it means the old me and the new me are different. So it's like the old me died, and I've started a new life. In that case, whether I have a fun life or not depends on how hard I work right now. Until my strange new life without my memory began in this corner of Tokyo known as City 23. Poor Zell. She's cute though. I don't mind her. I'll always take some of her. The big cleanup stretched from my room to the hallway, to the public area, and even to the rooms of the three others. I had dust hurting my throat, ticks in my skin, ew, and was almost impressed that they'd ever managed to live in this. Fuck. Don't get fucking Lyme disease. However, now that was all in the past. And there we have it. What do you think, everyone? Now, this is what they call cleaning. I never knew it was so bright on the second floor. I was sure this house didn't have any windows. It's so big. Someone could even live in this hallway. And the floor's so smooth you could lie down on it. Still, think of all the junk we had. I still can't believe it. We made such a huge pile in the trash bin. Still feels kind of nice to have a house that's so clean. I agree, my head feels all clear. Right? That's a clean house for you. When your house grows stagnant, then so does your fortune. If you clean and tidy up your house, your fortune goes way up. Fucking clean your house, become a millionaire, basically. That's how it works. I sort of feel like it has. Feels like something good will happen today. You're a cleaning master, Zell. I'm no master, this is just normal. That's not true, you're awesome. I've always dreamed of living in a clean house like this. Whoa! They ran and jumped excitedly around the newly polished house, rubbing their faces on the furniture. These people really do act like dogs despite their age. The big clean had taken several days. However, those days had become a great chance to get to know them. First, it seemed like they really were orphans who grew up in the back alley like they claimed. Apparently, they had lost their families in the Great Disaster and were forced to literally eat dirt in the past. However, they were so tough that they didn't seem to think of this as something unpleasant. These were the times we lived in. You wouldn't be able to get by if you weren't that tough. They seemed to be positive about everything. Though I ended up scolding them throughout those few days for their bad living habits, I also learned that I had a lot to learn from them. When it's this clean, it makes me want to turn it into an even more wonderful house. Well, we threw the curtains away because they were moldy. Why don't we use this chance to do a little remodeling? And again, money. That won't be a problem. We're loaded. Ah, yes. I was told to take Zell to the office about that matter. Anyway, we spent all our time cleaning and none of it celebrating, right? Celebrating? Celebrating what? Zell, obviously. She's our roommate, isn't she? Our friend, right? Got that right. She's a friend living under the same roof. If we're getting some money, there's nothing wrong with us having a feast tonight, is there? Normally, it's healthier and cheaper to cook for yourself as much as possible, but events like these are important for good fortune. You think about fortune a lot, don't you, Zell? Luck's important. People who lose that end up dead, right? Even Wayne said that. Well, we survived this long, so maybe we've got that to thank. Fortune isn't something that brutal. You can affect it as much as you want by changing your attitude. If we put in the effort, we can make our lives as fun as we want to. Intriguing. Well, there's no doubt that our fortunes changed a lot since he came here. Our house is brighter and bigger. I've been having fun ever since he got here. Though it'll only last until her memory returns. Until that time, you can live here, and we'll count you as a friend. Thank you, Oliver. In that case, everyone, we've got a lot to do today. Lots of stuff to buy. And we must go to the office. I know a place that'll give us as much delicious Nikuman as we want. Fucking food. Let's go there and celebrate, Zell. Okay, let's do it all. Time to pick locations. I mean, theoretically speaking, you'd have to go to the office first. We're heading to the Mayugi offices. I'd heard that this luxurious building was offices used by Club Primavera. Apparently, I was going to be picking up my life expenses there for the time being. I feel really guilty about all everyone's doing for me. When someone helps you, accept it without holding back. When it's your turn to help someone else, do it without holding back. Those are Wayne's words. You all respect Wayne a lot, don't you? It's not just respect us, he's our boss, our dad, and our brother. To put it simply, he's a living legend. That legendary man, along with Leo and the Madam, defeated Father Caleb all by themselves. Wayne also defeated Crazy Alfred. If Leo Shishigami was a legendary man, then Lane truly is a living legend. He's something, someone we back alley rats can't help but look up to. The three of them passionately told me about Wayne's many feats. It sounded like they were embellishing it a lot, so I took it with a grain of salt, but I could clearly see how much they respected him. However, as I listened to them, a thought popped into my head. These Club Primavera people didn't seem to be honest businessmen exactly. Oh my god, really? Getting involved in feuds and gunfights wasn't a job for a nighttime establishment. This was totally a story of the criminal underworld. Could it be that these people were sort of street gang, in the service of the mafia? Look, If you're running prostitution, you're going to be dealing with gang shit. Because it's fucking prostitution, and meme reasons it's illegal. It shouldn't be illegal. Give me my fucking prostitutes. There's the office. Whoa. The street was lined with black luxury cars. Of course, there were also old guys in sunglasses who certainly didn't seem to have an honest profession, all of whom were glaring around them. Oh, is someone here? There's Monobe. The Grand Boss is probably here. Just as I expected. There's nothing to be scared. They're all nice people. Monobe's not a nice person. Yo, brats. Hello there, Monobe. The three bowed in greetings to this creepy-faced Mr. Monobe, who clearly looked like a mafia leader. Is the boss here? It'll be done soon. You have some business here? Wayne told us to come to the office. I see, the boss will be out in a moment. Wait here for a bit. I see, there's big mafia boss waiting. These guards are probably defending the outside of the building and making sure no ordinary people go inside. Yeah, okay. Oh my lord! Oh, yes! Daddy. Yummy. My guy. Eventually, a big man in a suit came out of the office. Is that the boss? He's the grand boss of the Primavera family, Cyrus Saimura. Yeah, he definitely looks the part of a big mafia boss. Like a man who would decide a person's life or death with the snap of his fingers. No, that face looks like someone who's killed at least 100 people with his own hands. Counting on you, partner. I'll be back. Indeed, take care of things on your end, too. You couldn't play at being mafia like this without your leadership. I'm not so well suited for it, though. I've been a lot better when I was servicing tea and using the typewriter in this tiny office. That goes for the both of us. I'd rather quit being a moneylender and focus on childcare. Tell Yuji I said I. He's become quite spoiled lately. It's a real handful. Sorry to keep you waiting, Maurice. Let's go. Yes, boss. Let's go, man. See you, Cyrus. The stern-faced men piled into their cars. The large boss also got into a luxury car, followed by his guards. It's so weird being on the other side and being like, oh my god, look how scary they are. And it's like, no, we chill. Oh, he's always so cool. I won't be treated like a brat forever. Eventually, I'll make my way to the top. You got a lot of growing to do before we get that kind of dignified presence, though. I want to build a legend like Wayne and the boss and become big myself. Don't yell. We can go inside now, can't we? Let's go. The calm-looking man who had spoken with the Grand Boss was still standing in the entrance, watching the cars leave.